Welcome to the first tutorial of QGIS, where I'll be teaching you the initial setup. So, head up to Project, just up here, then go down to New. Disregard the fact that mine looks different to yours. I've disabled some toolbars in order to re-enable them as we move forward to show you which ones we're using. To get satellite imagery as a backdrop, you'll need to install a separate file called Tile Plus. So if we head over to Google, I'll show you here. Just type into the search bar Tile Plus download. And you're looking for one that says Geographical Analysis, just here. So click on that, download and install the Tile Plus plugin. If you can't find this, don't worry, there will be a link in the description below. Scrolling down, clicking here, it should automatically download, which it has done there. Then you're going to need to go to Downloads. So if you're working off Windows, here's a quick tip for you. Windows key and R, then just type Downloads. It'll bring up the Downloads folder there. So there's Tile Plus. You can also do the same trick to get to Documents, as you can see here. So I'll just drop this into, we'll create a new folder called QGIS. A new folder here called Add-ons. And then you can either Control-C, Control-V, or drag and drop it in. To install Tile Plus, head up here to Plugins. You'll find it just at the top there. Manage and install plugins. Install from zip, which will be the fourth option down on the left. And you're looking to click on the three dots just here. Then we're going to navigate back to the Documents folder that we had just installed. So that was under QGIS, under add-ons for myself. Obviously you may have saved it somewhere else. And double click on Tile Plus and then click on Install Plugin. Do not show this message. This is a trusted source. Don't worry about that. Click Yes. And boom, plugin installed successfully. An option may appear up here on the toolbar. Just in case it doesn't, you're looking to go down here. So right click, head down, and you'll see Tile Plus there. So if you don't have anything there, right click, head down to Tile Plus, and there it is. So as you can see, my current setup has nothing but the single Tile Plus option at the top here. If I want to be able to see the layers, which I believe that you should still see, but I do not, I'll just head over to right click, head over to Layers panel and click it there. And as you can see, this is very important for the next step. So if we want to use Google Imagery or Bing Maps, click on Tile Plus, select Map, Bing at the top here, or Google Satellite just here. We'll go for Google Satellite for the sake of this tutorial, and click Plus. As you can see, we now have a base map. Zooming in, it has the full resolution as you'd expect from Google. Exactly the same as you'll find on Google Maps. So to set the datum or to set the project projection, you want to head down to the bottom right of the screen here. Click on this option and then it will come up with the project CRS or the coordinate reference system. For this tutorial we're just going to use OSGB 1936, the authority ID being EPSG 7405. If you're unable to see that on your options here just at the top, you can just type 7405 and it will come up down here under the predefined coordinate reference systems. Just click Apply and then click OK and it will set everything up for you. Spatial bookmarks are a way of jumping around on the map within QGIS itself to be able to access different sites that you may have been working on. So as an example, just over here where the Cairngorms are, I'm going to let that load up. There we go. And I'm going to set this as a spatial bookmark. So to do this, right click on your toolbar at the top here, scroll down to Spatial Bookmark Manager panel just here, and click on that to make sure that it's loaded. Then you'll have the option at the top here to add a bookmark. So you add that, we'll just call this one here the Cairngorms. And then we'll set another one down here near London. We'll set it, try and get as close to the center as we can. And we'll call this one over here. So remember at the top here, add bookmark, click, call this London, save. So to jump between them, if we want to head up to the Cairngorms, just double click. Or equally, you can press the magnifying glass just here, and that'll take you back up to the view that we just had. Same for down here with London. Magnifying glass takes you back to the same setup that we had. So you can use this to jump between different sites if you've got a more complex map. And you can also double click to jump between the two as well. There is also an option to use this if you're wanting to move with the map navigation toolbar instead of using the Spatial Bookmark Manager itself. So to do that, right click at the top if it's not already there, head down to Map Navigation toolbar just here and tick it. And as you can see here, you've got the option to add a new spatial bookmark. So we'll move this somewhere, I don't know, we'll head over to Wales. Bonus points if you know this location. And then we're going to click just here where it adds a new bookmark, and we'll call this Random Wales. Save. So clicking on the Cairngorms, clicking on London, clicking on Random Wales. As you can see, it's that simple. So if you wish to measure, head up here and then left click on the measurement here. You can also head over to the right side of that measurement and you'll have the option to measure the line, measure the area, or measure the angle, all self-explanatory. So just for an example here, if we go to measure line, we'll go down to this section here. Left click again. If you want to have another section to that, left click again. So I'll just move it around the map here. And then to finish, right click. And it will give you the total over here with all the sections that you've got set up. Same occurs when you go to measure area. This one here though, you click and then click, and as you can see it turns into a polygon, and then that will give you the area in your chosen measurement volume. So I will right click and there you go. Once again, it shows you in hectares, but yeah, there you go. You can also change it if you needed to as well, which is something I've just learned myself. So awesome. So to let you on a little secret before you accidentally delete all your settings and then spend hours Googling it like I've had to do in the past, if you just head up here to settings and then see user profiles, this will save your current state as it is. So yours will be default. I've been playing around a bit here trying to get to grips myself. However, if I show you my default option, it has everything here laid out as I have it when I'm working. So you know, Tile Plus is there, various other tools, various other settings. Do not worry about any of that. We will explain this as we go through, activating new ones and disactivating as we move forward. It also opens it as a separate instance so that you'll always have the current version that you got here and then the separate version. So to be able to create a new one, just go to User Profiles, head down to New Profile. This one here we'll just call Test Tutorial. I'm spelling this completely wrong. Test Tutorial Profile. Click OK. It will then boot up. And as you can see, it's now set back up to what it was before. And then with this one, you can be able to click through everything, turn everything on that you want to have turned on, turn everything off that you want to have turned off, and then it will save this as a current state. So we'll just close that down here, head up to Settings, head back to Tutorial Test Profile, and that when it boots up, you'll see that everything is back to the way it was. So there you go. Everything is as we just had it. So that concludes the first tutorial. Have a play around, see how you feel with things. Remember to head up to Settings, head to User Profiles, and then create a new profile as it currently is before you start playing around with things. That way, if you break anything or if you can't find the options to turn things back on, you can just reload the state as is. Right. So thank you for watching the first tutorial. If you're happy with what you've seen so far, don't forget to like and subscribe for any future updates, and to share with your friends and family if they wish to learn this kind of thing too. Speak soon.